Snow fell in slow silence over the stone towers of the north. Lord Joffren stood at the high window, his hands resting on the cold stone. Below him, the world was covered in white, fields, roads, and roofs, all hidden beneath a quiet, endless frost. It was a land that demanded strength. It was the land that had raised him. He had come here as a boy, sent far from the southern courts where whispers and lies filled every hall. In the north, things were different. Words were fewer. Justice was harder. Men spoke with steel when truth failed. Lord Edric, the man who had taken him in, believed in honor above all else. He trained Joffren with a firm hand. No praise, no softness, only lessons. A man must be just, a man must protect, a man must not rule through fear. Joffren had listened, he had learned, but deep inside, something had never changed. There had always been a quiet hunger in him, a need to be feared, a need to control. It was small at first, like a shadow at the edge of a room, easy to ignore, until the Dark King found him. Years ago, during the Great Unrest, that fallen ruler had seen what others refused to see. He saw the darkness in the boy. He shaped it, fed it, and turned it into a weapon. Joffren became something dangerous. Not just a child of noble blood, but a blade with a will of its own. Then the Dark King fell. His armies broke. His banners burned. His name became a curse spoken only in fear. Joffren survived, and survival changed everything. The realm was left broken. Lords fought for power. Cities burned. No single voice could bring order. So the ruling council made a choice. A careful, fearful choice. They did not choose the kindest man. They did not choose the wisest. They chose the one they feared most, Joffren. They raised him to High Warden of the Realm, a title meant to bring peace. But peace built on fear is never still. As Joffren stood by the window, watching the endless snow, he felt the weight of that choice pressing down on him. The North had taught him honor. The Dark King had taught him power. Now both lived inside him, and the realm would soon learn which one would win. Snow did not stop. It covered the roads, the forests, and the memories of war. But inside the great hall, nothing was hidden. Torches burned low against the stone walls. Lords and captains stood in careful lines, their voices quiet, their eyes watchful. At the far end of the hall, Lord Joffren sat upon the high seat. He did not wear a crown. He did not need one. Silence followed him like a shadow. Each lord came forward to speak, to swear loyalty, or to offer news. Some bowed deeply. Others only lowered their heads. But all of them chose their words with care. Fear had already done its work. Sir Roland stood beside the high seat, his face calm but his gaze sharp. He had served 3 rulers before Joffren. He had seen men rise and fall. He knew the signs. "You have their obedience," Roland said quietly when the hall began to empty, "but not their hearts." Joffren did not look at him. "Hearts change," Joffren replied. "Fear does not." Roland said nothing more. He understood the danger of such thinking. Later that day, a messenger arrived from the south. His clothes were torn, his horse near death. He carried a sealed letter marked with the sign of a minor lord, rebellion, small but growing. Joffren read the letter once, then placed it into the fire. He did not hesitate. "Send riders," he ordered. "End it before it spreads. No trial, no questions, only action." By nightfall, the order was already moving through the land. This was how he ruled. Quick, cold, certain, and it worked. Within days, word returned. The rebellion had been crushed. The lord who led it was gone. His banners burned, his name erased. Order remained, but something else faded with it. The people did not cheer. No songs were sung in the streets, only silence grew, deep and heavy. That night, Lady Eleanor entered the hall. She walked with steady steps, her cloak dark against the torchlight. Unlike the others, she did not bow low. "You act too fast," she said. Joffren looked at her, his face unreadable. "Delay brings weakness," he answered. "And fear brings hatred," she replied. For a moment, the hall felt colder than the world outside. Joffren stood slowly. "I do what must be done," he said. Eleanor did not look away, and one day, she said softly, "they will remember every choice you made." Her words stayed in the air long after she was gone. Joffren remained still, listening to the fading sound of her steps. Somewhere beyond the walls, the wind howled across the snow. And in that sound, there was no loyalty, only waiting. Night settled heavily over the fortress. The wind moved through the towers with a low, restless sound. Torches flickered, casting long shadows across the stone. Sleep did not come easily to Lord Joffren. He sat alone in his chamber, a single candle burning before him. Letters lay open across the table. More unrest, more doubt. The realm was quiet on the surface, but beneath it, something was shifting. He could feel it. Each report spoke of the same thing. Lords gathering in secret, small groups of men training in hidden places. Words spoken in low voices, always ending in silence when strangers came near. Fear was holding the realm together, but fear was also pulling it apart. Joffren closed his eyes. For a moment, he was no longer in the chamber. He was a boy again. He could hear the voice of the Dark King, calm and cold, guiding him. "Mercy is a chain," the voice had said. "Break it or be bound by it." Joffren opened his eyes quickly. The memory faded, but the feeling remained. That lesson had never left him. A knock came at the door. "Enter," he said. Sir Roland stepped inside. His face looked more tired than before. "There is talk," Roland said. "Not open rebellion, not yet, but it is growing." Joffren stood slowly. "Then it will be cut out," he replied. Roland did not move. "If you cut too deep," he said, "you will bleed the realm dry." Joffren turned to face him. "And if I do nothing, then you may still have a realm worth saving," Roland answered. The words hung between them. Joffren walked to the window. The snow had slowed, but the land remained frozen and still. "What would you have me do?" he asked. "Show them you are more than fear," Roland said. "Give them a reason to follow you, not just obey you." Joffren was silent for a long time. Inside him, the two paths pulled again. Duty, darkness. He thought of the rebellions, the betrayals, the weakness that had once nearly destroyed everything. Then he thought of the North, of the lessons he had been given, of the man he had been told to become. His hands tightened. "They will follow," he said at last, his voice low, "because they have no other choice." Roland lowered his head slightly, not in respect, in quiet understanding. As he left the chamber, the door closed with a soft sound. Joffren remained by the window. Far in the distance, a faint glow touched the horizon. Another fire, another rising. He watched it without expression, but deep inside, something shifted, not toward mercy, not yet, but closer to a decision that would shape everything to come. Dawn came slowly, pale and cold. The sky was a dull gray, and the snow reflected a lifeless light across the land. From the high tower, Lord Joffren watched the horizon burn faintly where the distant fires still smoldered. Another rebellion had risen. Another test had begun. Behind him, the chamber doors opened without sound. A messenger entered, breath unsteady, face drawn with fear. "My lord, the southern border," he said. "3 houses have joined together. Their forces grow." Joffren did not turn at once. "How many?" he asked. "Enough to challenge your rule," the messenger replied. Silence followed. Joffren finally turned, his expression calm, almost empty. "Send word to the council," he said. "They will gather by nightfall." The messenger bowed and left quickly, as if staying too long would be dangerous. By evening, the great hall was filled again. Lords stood beneath their banners, their faces tense. The air felt heavy, filled with unspoken thoughts. Some feared war, others welcomed it. Joffren walked to the high seat but did not sit. "They test us," he said, his voice steady. "They believe fear has made us weak." A murmur moved through the hall. Sir Roland stepped forward. "Or they believe fear has made them desperate." Joffren looked at him but said nothing. Lady Eleanor stood next. "You still have a choice," she said. "Speak to them, offer terms. End this without blood." Joffren's gaze moved across the room. So many eyes watching him, waiting, judging. He felt the weight of every choice pressing down on him. The lessons of the North, the voice of the Dark King, the fear that held the realm together. 2 paths, always 2. "If I offer peace," he said slowly, "they will see it as weakness, or as hope," Eleanor replied. Joffren turned away from them. For a moment he said nothing. Then he gave his command, "March at dawn." The hall fell into silence. No one argued again. Orders spread quickly. Armor was prepared. Banners were raised. The sound of war returned to the land. That night, Joffren stood alone once more. The snow had stopped. The sky was clear, but the stars felt distant and cold. He could feel it now, the darkness inside him stronger than before. Not wild, not uncontrolled, but steady, useful. He had chosen his path, not mercy, not yet. Far beyond the walls, horns echoed through the still air. The enemy was waiting, and so was he. High Warden of the realm, a ruler feared by all, a man standing at the edge of something deeper than war, something that had not yet shown its full face. And when it did, the realm would not be ready.